Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, John the Bod, aka the Bod Father. And as always, I bring you guys awesome interviews. And today, it is an honor and privilege to have Mr. Jim Florentine on the show. You guys might remember him from that metal show from VH1. Also, he is a comedian and he has a new book that's out right now entitled Everybody is Awful Except You. So, Jim, how's it going, my friend?
I'm good, man. How about you?
Doing awesome, doing awesome. Glad to have you on the show again.
Yeah, definitely, because I did your show before, right?
Yeah, you sure have. Yeah, and I got the interview at Rock on the Range, too.
That's right. Yeah, I thought so when I was getting called. I'm like, the name looks familiar. I do a million interviews, so I do remember the name. So cool, man. I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, glad to have you on there and support you and everything that you do, man, because I've been a fan of yours ever since that metal show. And speaking of that, how's life been since that metal show, dude?
That's fine. Look, I do stand-up comedy is my main gig. That's my full-time gig, So when we were doing that metal show, it was really only like 2 weeks out of the year we were filming. The rest of the time, I was touring doing stand-up. So it's not really that different at all because, it doesn't take that much time. It wasn't like I was, filming for 8 months out of the year. Now I got nothing to do.
Right. Yeah. I knew you was a comedian before that. I wish that it was still around. I wish that was still going on for all of us metalheads. But is there any talks or anything possibly that we could see this on down the road with another show from you guys, possibly, of anything?
Probably not. Yeah. I mean, the show's canceled, and we don't own the show, so we have no say in the matter. We were just 3 guys that were on the show, So VH1 owns the show, so they could do whatever they want with it. So it's not like we could just go to knock on Netflix's door and go, hey, do you want our show? You know what I mean? Like, so we have no say really in the matter. Like if an actor's on a TV show or something like that and it gets canceled, they really don't have any power to go try to bring the TV show to somewhere else. You don't own the thing, so that's the problem.
Right. Totally understand. So let's get into your new book, man. What's impressed or excited you the most about writing this new book, Everybody is Awful Except You? What's caught your eye about it the most, if anything, man?
Well, it's a lot of social media. How bad social media is, where everyone is either bragging or they're looking for sympathy.
Oh, yeah.
Or attention. So, I actually put actual people's social media posts in the book, and I break it down what they're really trying to do.
Yeah, you got your keyboard warriors, as I call them. You got the ones who, if they fart the wrong way, they've got to have prayers because it stunk.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, I know what you mean. It's social media, man, has really taken over. I mean, it's even gotten with music and everything out there now. It's just like music is not secretive anymore, as I should say. I guess that's the word I'm looking for, because just well as I do, back in the day, man, to find out about a band, Jim, you had to go to the freaking grocery store to buy Hit Parader magazines and things like that. And now it's at the tip of your fingers on the computer. Yeah, I know. It's crazy that, you had to go out and get the magazine. You were excited to read it and all that stuff. But yeah, it's a totally different generation now. What's your favorite chapter or anything that, that's about this book possible that you like about it? I don't know. It's just basically, I tell a few stories about growing up and this and that. But basically, it's pretty much, how awful Facebook is. And, I don't understand why people are taking pictures of their food on Instagram, and stuff like that. So it's a lot to do with that. And then I also, there's a whole chapter on how I'm not a big fan of fantasy football or man caves or New Year's Eve. Or, those big bulk stores like Costco and all that other stuff. So it's basically like a book on rants. Do you like social media at all? I mean, do you ever use it at all to promote anything? Yeah, I mean, I use it. It's great for promotion. You know what I mean? If you're in, you need to promote something, it's great because it's free pretty much. So you could, you get some follow. So it's great like that. There are some benefits to it. You could follow somebody like a newspaper that you like or a sports writer or something like that, and you can see his columns, which is great. So stuff like so there are definitely some benefits, and you can get information at the tip of your fingers, which if you need it, which is good. But it's just the oversharing, and the new thing on Facebook is people they're taking pictures like with a loved one that's like in a hospital ready to die. Oh yeah, they take pictures next to the bed with the person. Yeah, selfie with grandma before she dies. Yeah, take a picture. And like how many do they have to do like a photo shoot? Like, oh, I didn't like the way I looked in that one. I'll turn the light on. Let me do it one more time.
Grandma, pretend you're, almost dead. It's sick.
Yeah.
It really is.
I use it, for my show, of course, like you said, for promotion and things like that. Yeah, man, a lot of people take it way fucking overboard. Way overboard, for sure.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to write this book, man? Was it just something on the, just on the split and go? Or did it take you a while to come up with some stuff with this?
Yeah, probably like 3 years, as a lot of it was transcribed from my podcast. I do a podcast every week called Comedy Metal Midgets. Mm-hmm. Where I do different rants on stuff, and I rant about like Facebook, like posts and all that stuff. So it was a lot of it, it was from my podcast. I made it into a book form.
And then that's on Ozzy's Boneyard too, correct?
I do a regular radio show. That's different. I do like, a 2-hour radio show on Ozzy's Boneyard on Sirius.
Okay.
That's where I just play like hard rock and metal. This is a separate thing where it's just me talking and ranting about different things that goes on.
Jim Florentine, is he more of a writer or is he more of the comedian? What do you like the best?
A comedy, definitely. Because you're your own boss. I could do whatever I want. I could say whatever I want. You know what I mean? I don't have to worry about that. That whole PC world and being politically correct. People come to a comedy club. They know what to expect. They're going to hear some inappropriate material. So I love that I could do that.
Basically, pretty much the only thing that's not censored so far. Speaking of that, man, with this book, did you have to like kind of watch, what you were treading on to talk about,
No. If you read any of it, you'll see, like, wow, this guy doesn't care.
Good deal.
No, I don't, because it doesn't, I'm not going to go, all right, wait, what is someone on Huffington Post? Huffington Post is saying what? I can't use this anymore. I can't say this. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I've never followed trends on what's going on. If I decide maybe I don't want to use a word or whatever it is anymore, then I'll decide. But I'm not just going to go, okay, is that what everybody else is doing? I bet I should too. And people love it in a club, in a comedy club, because they're so sick of what's going on out there and all the media force feeding, all this PC crap down their throat that they just want to have a couple drinks and hear some comedy and laugh and let loose.
Everything nowadays, man, is so different. So different. It's just, it's insane of how the world has turned here in the last couple of years, for sure. Do you still see yourself growing as a comedian? And plus, as you're writing and stuff for the past couple of years, or has it just been more of just a personal growth, Jim, since starting this journey?
I don't know. I basically always just wrote about what's going on in my life, personal stuff to me. In the beginning, I didn't, but then as you just, any kind of life experience, just bring it up on stage. So, I used to talk about, being single and going to clubs, and then, when you get married and you have a kid, and then you get, you talk about that, then you get divorced, you talk about that, and now, as your kid's getting older, you talk about that experience. So, there's always material to draw from.
Speaking of that, man, what about your son? I know you took him to, mini concerts, but how's he doing with the whole metal scene now? Is he digging it a whole lot? What's his favorite band? What's going on with all that stuff, man?
He loves it, man. He's, there's a bunch of summer shows that are coming around that he's excited to see. He's like, all right, we're going to go see Rob Zombie and Marilyn Manson. We're going to see Godsmack, and then Ozzy's playing with Stone Sour. So there's a bunch of shows that are coming up that he's really excited to see.
Now, are you going to be back at Rock on the Range or any of these festivals this year?
No, I won't be there. Usually Rock on the Range does every other year with the comedians. So I did like the pre-party last year when Stone Sour played. I opened up for him. So right. I'll probably be there next year, not this year.
Preparation, Jim. Do you do anything differently, to prepare yourself when you're going to start your writing and things like this, and to help keep your mind open and fresh to stuff, to not let it get stale, and plus with your comedy, because I know sometimes it can. But do you do anything differently to kick it up a little bit?
No, but I just know that I try to, I got a window like late morning, early afternoon is when I'm most creative, I feel. So I always try to save that window for any kind of writing or working on a book. I'm not good at like 10 or 11 o'clock at night. I could be on stage at that time, but as far as like writing the book and material and stuff, it doesn't work for me. So I try to get my mind sharp, and there's a window where I'm creative. So I just try to do those ideas then, and then, work on them later.
So what do you hope the fans take away from your book once they start to read it, or just your comedy albums in general, man, or when they come out to see you?
Look, the book's definitely not for everyone. Anyone that's just, goes through life and nothing really bothers them or irks them, they probably won't like the book. They'll be like, I don't understand this. I don't know why he gets upset at these little things. But people that, just can see through people and see through things. And, little things irk them. You don't walk around irritable all the time. But if you can pick your spots, go, yeah, I hate that too, they're going to love the book.
What can fans expect when they come to see you at a comedy event? What are they going to get, man?
A lot of dick jokes. They say talk about what you know. This
is why I like having this guy on my damn show, folks.
Yeah.
Like Jimmer says, first time I met him at Rock on the Range, just down to earth fucking guy. I'm not saying just because he's on here, it's the damn truth.
Yeah, man, it's just, I just tell jokes up there. It's like I'm not doing, whatever. I'm not trying to save the world, just trying to make people laugh. So
I want your opinion on this, because you're a music guy, I'm a music guy. We both love metal music, and everything now is like in a digital era of like recording albums and everything like that. Do you like this, that the way music has changed to have to go to this format to get stuff out quicker and to reach more fans? What's your take on this, if anything?
Well, the thing with Spotify and all those places is they don't pay much, but they do pay every time someone listens to it. So it's actually good for bands, because usually before people would buy your CD for like, $13-14, and that was it. Like, they just bought it once and that was it. They would never buy it again. Now, if they're listening to your stuff over and over again, every time a song gets played on there, you get paid. So
right.
It actually it's better for you. Now that they've figured out how now everyone's not stealing music, whether it's Apple Music or Spotify or Pandora or Sirius Satellite Radio, every time a song gets played, you'll get a little money from that. So I think it's actually better for the artists now. Yeah, of course, people aren't, no one's selling 5 million albums the first week. That's over. But I still think, you can, it's not as in dire straits, the music business, as everyone says it is.
And I still like going, when I can, get the actual physical copy of the CD. I still love doing that, man. And, I still do buy MP3, stuff like that, to help support bands, especially local bands. That's pretty much on how they're getting recognized these days, is putting shit out that quick in their bedrooms and garages and stuff like that.
Right.
Support-wise, is there a country or location that stands out more, surprises you? You actually get a lot of support from, possibly?
Well, that metal show was on over in South America, and it was on over in Europe, in parts of Europe and Australia. So, people know the show from that. We did an appearance over in Mexico City, me, Don, Jameson, and Eddie Trunk, the host of that metal show, and people were waiting for us at the airport. They knew we were coming in and shit, so that was pretty cool. So that's, South America metal's still huge over there. But I just never made it over there, as far besides that one appearance there. So, but no, a lot of it's just the States. Besides Canada, I haven't really performed overseas anywhere. I'd love to, but it's just, the offers aren't there. You got to be able to draw some people.
Could we ever see a book from you, man, about bands you've hung out with and some of the stories that come from the road, or just some of the crazy stories from them possibly down the road?
Yeah, maybe. Absolutely. There's a couple stories in the book, in the new book, a couple here and there, but it's mostly other stuff on like social media, but there's a few. But yeah, I would love to do that at the second book. We'll see. You never know.
What made you want to become a comedian, man? What was that spark for you that said, yeah, I want to do that right there?
Any job that I didn't have to work during the day, then I didn't have to go into an office. And I said, I got to get a, I can't do that 9 to 5 thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't going to work for me, but then, look, and you don't know if it's going to work out. Some people take a safe route and go, all right, well, I'm going to, get a job where I could, start a family, get married, have a house, insurance, and all that stuff. But then, so if you take the other path, you don't know. There's no pension, there's no retirement with, in stand-up or mostly in show business, so you have no clue. You're just gambling. But I didn't care. I was like, that's what I like doing. I'll figure it out later if it doesn't work out.
If you could work with any comedian that's passed away or still alive today that you've not got to work with as of yet for a couple of days, who would you like it to be, if anybody possibly? I know Sam Kinison is one of your big ones, but who would you want?
Yeah, I would say Kinison, definitely, because I never met him, and that would be great to, I would love to just do some shows with him.
Man, I want to thank you for taking time out to do this interview. I've always enjoyed talking to you and about music and things like that, and enjoyed you on that metal show, and I definitely like your comedy stuff. So Jim, how can folks stay in touch with you, buy this new book, tour dates when you go on tour, things like that? How can they do that, my friend?
Yeah, the book's out. It's in bookstores, and it's also on Amazon. Everybody is awful except you. And there's an audio version. There's a Kindle version. So the book's out there. And then all my comedy dates are up on JimFlorentine.com.
Before I let you go, good sir, would you care to do a promo for my show?
Sure, no problem. Hey, this is Jim Florentine from That Metal Show, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour. Nice.
Everybody stick around. We got some great music coming up, and you only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour and BODS Mayhem Radio Network. Thank you so much, Jim.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me on.